Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new YouTube channel, the British Bulletin. As you may see in the description, this is going to be a channel based on matters concerning politics, culture and society in the United Kingdom. And it will be nothing but the truth. It will be anything that the mainstream media companies won't report on, refuse to report on, knowingly keep from me and you. And this is going to be the first video. And the particular story that I'm going to begin this channel with is the story of Leo Ross, who is a 12-year-old boy who was fatally stabbed in the stomach on his way home from school. By a 14-year-old boy who, because of his age, cannot be named for legal reasons. He is a minor. I'm not here to speculate on his identity, his race, anything like that. That can, I wouldn't do that until I had at least a bit more information. So, if more information does come to light, then I can see there being another video. But for now, I just want to talk about something else regarding this 14-year-old, because it reminds me of the exact same situation as with Axel Cabana, the Southport killer. Because, like Axel Cabana, this 14-year-old had a history of violence. I'm going to list them. But before I do, I just want to make a point of mentioning this, because it seems to be the case every time something happens, something serious, it's always somebody, well, most of the time, majority of the time, it's somebody who's, it's not their first time doing something violent or drastic. They have had at least one brush with the law in the past. They could have been stopped. They could have been wrangled. They could have been somebody somewhere in some kind of position at an authority. Anybody who's got the resources to step in and prevent these kind of people from their behaviour getting worse could have done something. So this 14-year-old who murdered this innocent 12-year-old boy, this beautiful little lad just on his way home from school, stabbed in the stomach. Honestly, this has sickened me so much. I mean, obviously the Southport case has sickened me as well, but this as well, on top of everything going on with the Southport case, has just taken how heartbreaking I have been feeling to a whole different level. So this 14-year-old boy who's murdered an innocent little boy in the streets, in the park, on his way home from school, had a history of violence. On the 21st of January 2025, he was found in possession of a bladed article. And also, on that same day, he was found, or at least charged, with the assault of a woman. And then the day before, he was charged with the serious assault of a woman. And then the day before that, again, serious assault of a woman. And again, on the 22nd of October 2024, assault on a woman. And then on the 26th of November, 2 charges of assault on a police officer. Now, this is a 14-year-old boy. Like, surely something could have been done to stop this. I mean, for your first crime to be the assault of a police officer twice in one day, back in November, and then he's graduated to assault on a woman, literally the month after he assaulted a police officer, times 2. And then, oh, well, he took a break for Christmas, if he celebrates Christmas, and then waited until sort of mid-January, and then he assaulted a woman. Again, ×2. I mean, it's the same old story, isn't it? Axel Rudikabana, he'd been referred to the National Terrorism Prevention Service Prevent 3 times, and 3 times they said, there's no risk here, there's no problem. When social workers went round to his house, well, his parents' house, to speak to him or to talk to him, whatever it was, they used to bring a police officer with them for their own protection. This is when Axel Rudikabana was, 13 years old, and a grown adult social worker felt that he was so dangerous they needed a police officer there with them to protect them from him, a 12 or 13-year-old boy. It's just the same old story. It's not a first-time thing. It's not the first time the person who's murdered another British child or British citizen has done something like this, committed a crime, serious or otherwise. It's one of several crimes that they've committed. It just happens to be that this is the most serious crime they've committed because it's bad enough to make the news because they've killed someone. And I'm sick of seeing this. Why is it the case that the CPS and all the authorities that deal with these kind of people say, oh, well, it's all right, you've assaulted 4 women and 2 police officers, but you can carry on, you can go back in the streets, get back to your business, do whatever you want. No, he should have been sent to some kind of place where, he could have received one-on-one therapy, or he could have been sent to, well, I don't know if they still do this, but I'm pretty sure in like the 60s and 70s they used to send unruly children to military camp. I mean, that's integral to the plot of a very popular cult movie, Lord of the Flies. It's a bunch of kids from a military camp flying home for Christmas or something, and their plane crashes and they end up on a desert island, and the only adult with them dies and they have to fend for themselves. Are those kind of facilities still open? There's army cadets, right? I mean, kids can still go to the cadets, but it's just, there's such a lack of discipline in our youth today. Violence is just coming out of kids' ears. Practically everything that they do for entertainment, pleasure, leisure, or leisure, however you say the word, has a flavour of violence. Even the most, especially the most popular game amongst young kids, Fortnite, is a game where all the players are dropped onto an island, and the winner is whoever can manage to kill all the other players and survive. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to bash games. I'm a passionate gamer, I love games. But violence is everywhere, and we're not doing enough to teach children the consequences of real-world violence. What happens if they decide to try the violence that they've seen in a movie or in a music video when they're listening to that disgusting drill rap with a bunch of idiots in ski masks waving about machetes and knives. I just wanted to make this video. I wanted this to be the first video on the channel because I had to say how angry it makes me to read that the disgusting, despicable, inhuman piece of scum that killed this beautiful little boy had a history of violence, and something could have been done to stop him continuing in that fashion, in that vein, from the first crime that he committed, which was very serious. He assaulted a police officer twice in the same day. That should have been the point where somebody said, right, we need to step in. Social services should have stepped in and said, right, we're going to take it out of the parents' hands, we're going to put him on some kind of course or send him to some kind of behavioural centre, and we're going to sort this kid out before he turns into a killer. Because that's how so many killers and serial killers start. So many of them have violent childhoods. I'm sorry to go on and I didn't want this video to be too long because it's kind of the kicking off of the channel, but I suppose it's sort of a fair introduction and a good preview of what you're going to get, because I am going to be the sort of person who gets talking and gets passionate about this sort of thing, because it just annoys me so much. This little boy should not be dead. He should be, what day is it? It's Monday night. He should be at home right now, playing the last round of his video game before he goes to bed, ready for school tomorrow. That's what he should be doing. Because in a normal country that works properly, the 14-year-old that would have killed him would be in a detention centre at the very least by now. All those crimes he's committed since just 26th of November 2024, he shouldn't even have had the opportunity to be in that park with a knife in the first place. He should have been behind bars. I don't care if he's 14 years old. If you're old enough to pick up a knife and... if you're old enough to assault a police officer twice in one day and then carry on assaulting 2 women mere months after, you're old enough to do some time in jail, or at least face some kind of punishment. But no, that's too harsh, isn't it? Because we can't punish children anymore, because don't you know they're made of glass, and if you even shout at your child, it will traumatise them, and they'll grow up to be depressed and anxious, and they'll be scared every time they hear a loud noise, and they'll jump and have an anxiety attack. I hate the country that I live in. I'm so sick of it. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video and let people know that that's something that I found out today, that this disgusting animal that killed little Leo had a history of violence. And a very recent history. Not a long history stretching over years, a very short history stretching over just a matter of months. And he should not have been free to murder Leo. He should have been in prison. Or in a young offenders institution at the very least. There we go. That's the British Bulletin for today, the 27th of January 2025. I hope you've found this video informative. Please do subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be bringing you stories regarding all sorts of topics. Keir Starmer being the worst leader this country's had since the last one. Maybe even stories on Trump and America. You see the description. It's politics, culture and society. So it's anything to do with those topics. Please do subscribe, and also if you have access to Facebook, then please do go search Leo's name, and if I haven't actually looked yet, but there'll be a page dedicated to him, and navigate your way to the page and leave a nice message for his family, just to say rest in peace Leo, and leave a couple of heart emojis if that's all you want to do, whatever. But just do that to at least try and show his family that there's as many people out there who know his name and know what happened to this poor little boy. Because, believe it or not, it won't change anything for the family, but it will help in a very small way, but it's a way of helping that it's something, right? So if you can do that, then at least you should. But thank you for watching, and I will be back with another video soon. Thank you. Goodbye.